Alright, hi again YouTube, and welcome to another Loco update. Now, I mentioned in the last layout update that a Loco video would be coming along, and here it is. Just got a few things to show you and tell you about. Now, in the last Loco update, you may remember that I was very saddened to give you the news that I'd had to pass my favourite Loco back to the supplier to be repaired. That was you know, the Dapple model rail Sentinel, and I can very happily say that she's back. That was one long wait for my little Loco, but she's back, and I'm glad to say that she's working. She's got that super creep motor back rearing again, so very happy that she has returned. Now, there isn't actually a fault with it, apparently. Kerno had it. Couldn't find anything wrong with it. They said when they tested it, it worked straight out the box, so whatever loose connection or what it was has obviously rectified itself in transit. Was I happy with Kerno's service? Well, I don't know how many people have used them and what other people think of them. Personally, wasn't the best I could have had. I sent this second class on a Thursday, and when I was ringing for updates and things like that, it was non-existent. It hadn't arrived with them. So about a week later, got in touch with Royal Mail and I managed to track it, and it was signed for 2 days after I'd posted it. Soon as I'd let Kerno know that it had been signed for, that's when they decided to look for it. That's when someone got off a backside and actually found it, you know, in the repairsman's workshop. They then had it for another week. Apparently the repair guy was ill, which I can appreciate, but then I just got some very snotty emails. One complaining that there was nothing wrong with it, two complaining that it was my fault that it had gone missing at their end because my name wasn't right on the packaging. My name was right, they just thought my name was my email address. If my name is matthew@live.co.uk, then, well, I'm a very strange person. And when they'd let me know that it was working, the only way they told me that it had been tested was by shaking it, vigorously shaking it, as the email said. So I can't say I was best pleased with their service. They posted it back out to me on a Monday, it arrived on the Wednesday. They had returned it in a cardboard box. Now, when I sent this off, I put it in its original packaging, massively bubble wrapped it, and then put it in a box. They just slid this back into its original box and in a cardboard sleeve. No fragile package on it or anything. So when this is returned, looks like it's been stood on. Luckily, it's only caught the corner of the parcel, and the plastic insert of the box is now cracked, and I am now got a handrail less. There it is. Luckily it was in the packaging and I can reattach it. But yeah, I haven't got in touch with them to complain. You know, I'm done with them now, and hopefully I won't have to deal with them again. So let's just hope it continues to work. So yeah, that's Kerno Model Rail Centre, or in my opinion. I'm sure they're good in other areas. I'm sure other people have had, you know, nice experiences, but for me, wasn't the best. Anyway, I've got my Sentinel back. It's creeping back up and down my layout. It's been pushing those new box fans I showed you in the layout update very nicely, so that'll do for me. I'm happy just to have it back. So that's the first thing to show and tell you about. My Sentinel is back. Right, I'll just stop there and I will get the next thing to show you. Right, okay, I'm back. Right, on to the second thing to show you. Brace yourselves for something very different here. This is a scratch built item. This is something that I've admired for quite some time. People who know me and my modelling interests will be well aware of why it's an attraction to me. But whilst rummaging through some old things at the weekend, I found some bits and bobs that I thought would go well together to make a slight representation of this particular unit I'm interested in. I'll best show you it. Everybody, please welcome yourselves to Common Barnes' new Ford rail motor. There you go. So yeah, Ford rail motor. Not just known as Ford rail motors, Ford rail cars, Ford rail buses. There's quite a lot of things out there. If you Google Ford, Ford rail cars and things, you'll see a fair number of little units like this or similar. So yeah, I've always appreciated the little Ford rail cars. I've seen a lot of them on narrow gauge layouts and on O gauge or G gauge, but you don't really see many in double O. So what we have here is a very old, just a plank wagon chassis. The cab, that is a old Corgi diecast Ford pickup truck. Now the cab, it's bigger than double O. It's slightly bigger than the low loader wagon I've got up there with the pug on the back, so it is bigger, but only slightly. It was a Corgi Ford pickup truck. Now I've sawn through the metal and taken the bed off the back and just left myself with the cab. The coaching area, some people will recognise that as the Hornby track cleaning coach, or mine. I turned into like a little rail car tram maintenance car thing a while ago. So I've salvaged, well not salvaged, I've wrecked my little maintenance car and chopped it in half and used half of the coach to form this. And on the back there I've added a lamp. It's sat on the little Tensho door motor bogie. I've got a fair few bodies for this little bogie now. The wagon chassis has had to have a plasticard floor put in it, one to fit it to the motor and two just to cover up these gaps under where the bonnet vent is there. The whole thing's in maroon. The grille is in black and the roof is in black. I'm not happy with how the roof came out. I used an acrylic paint. Don't normally use acrylic paints. That's why I'm not always happy with how they come out. So I may go back and visit that. And I've added a driver. From this angle you can see inside the cab that the truck used to be green. But yeah, there we go. It does sit a little bit high. It's a couple of millimeters too high. I mean, to rectify that, it's going to need some work underneath, to mount the motor further up inside the body. But the bulkhead of the diecast cab, this is a Corgi model, so it's well made. My little hacksaw wasn't going through the back of that cab, so I couldn't sit the motor any further up really. This side of the coach is just a piece of plastic card cut to shape. Bits of filler added, around and sanded down where needed. So yeah, it's not taken me long to build actually, a day or two, but quite happy with it. Quite happy indeed. So I mean, I'll revisit the roof, I would imagine. I'm going to add a little number on it somewhere, maybe a destination on the plate there above the cab. But yeah, you know, it does its job as a Ford motor car on train wheels. I think it looks quite good. It will look a bit better a bit lower, but for now that's my my scratch built Ford rail motor. Right, so one more thing to show you. This is a new item, so bear with me and I'll put this little thing away and get this new arrival out. Bear with. Hi, just as a little footnote on this Ford rail motor, don't know if you can tell, but I've just lowered it really quickly. I have actually filmed the next part you're about to see of the new Loco, but I've just worked on this before I upload it, so I just thought I'd add this bit in as well. It's now, well, as low as it can go now anyway. It can't get any lower on that chassis, but that 2 or 3 millimeters has made all the difference. It looks so much better, so much better. So I chopped away inside with a craft knife, done my best, you know, with the metal bulkhead of the cab in there as well, but yeah, you know, the main aim was to get it lower, and now it's lower, so yeah, even more happy with it now. So it will feature in the running session at some point. I am going to add some little touches. I think I got some nice little brass round numbers off eBay the other day. I might add one of them on the side, pick out the door handles, things like that. But yeah, Common Barn Ford rail motors complete. So right, hope you enjoy the new Loco. So I'll let you get to that. So see you later. Bye bye. Righty, I've got the new arrival out now. Now this is something that I'm very excited about. I can say that I've been after this particular model for it could be going up for, well, probably over 2 years now. I saw this Loco in real life way back at the last Worth Valley Railway Diesel Gala, which has now been a good couple of years. It was my favourite one at that event. One of the main reasons I went to the event was to see it, and it also was a massive inspiration for one of my my shunter projects that you've already seen. So ever since then I've been on the lookout for one, and I've had it as a saved search on eBay, you know, all that time, and it's only brought one up once, and it went for big money, well, bigger money than I was prepared to pay for it. It was a heavily modified version of it, you know, had some more fine scale items added to it and things like that, but it was mega money. Then to my surprise, the other day I had my little notification that one had been added to eBay. So I was on it. It was for sale at a very reasonable price, in fact a bargain price to me, but it also said make an offer, so being the cheeky Yorkshireman that I am, we threw some offers around as well, and I got it even cheaper, so I was very happy. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to my Golden Orca Class 31. And isn't she a beauty? Oh well, she is to me anyway. So yeah, a long time I've been watching for one of these. So yeah, as I say, at the last Worth Valley Diesel Gala, The one in real life now has a yellow warning panel, but I can take or leave that. In fact, to be honest, I quite like this in the all over golden ochre. It is a Lima model. Well, yeah, D5579, here she is. So yeah, I mean, not only did I buy this for, I mean, the cheap price, but I mean, if I came to sell it on, I'm pretty sure I'd double my money on it. So it is a rare one to get now. Like I said, the one I'd seen before went for big money. So I think this would go for the same. Mint condition, as new condition. It runs like it. It looks like it. It comes with handrails to add to the cabs there, which haven't been fitted. They're still new in the packaging. I mean, it's just, I couldn't have asked for a better example. You know, it's not been filled with or anything like that. So yeah, mega happy, mega happy. For a Lima model, it runs extremely well. Extremely well. It's not like the 33 I have that's can be somewhat erratic. This is more like the 20 that I have. I mean, the Class 20 chassis is probably one of the most reliable chassis I've got, and this isn't that far behind. Granted, it can be a little bit noisy, but I think that's just Lima's ways. But I can get it crawling, over point work, everything. You know, it's a lovely runner, with a very lovely body. So yeah, very, very happy. Very, very happy that I managed to get this, and for a bargain as well in my eyes. So you will see this running. You know, I have got another running session planned for Loco like this, so you will see it. The one thing that I'm pondering is the couplings. With it being an older model, you know, they come with the older style coupling hooks. And I loathe them. I really, really hate these old couplings. Now I could lose one, and just keep one on the rear. I don't mind having one that's, you know, when it's coupled up to, you know, wagons or things like that, I don't mind it. But when you're running it like that with it on show, that's when I don't like seeing it. So I'm pondering whether to chop it off. It will have to be sawn off because it can't be unscrewed. But then I'm pondering, do I want to deface it like that? I know that I could get rid of it, and I know I could detail that front end up and make it a lot more realistic. But I'm having doubts on whether to wreck it or not, so let me know what you think about that. But yeah, so there we go. That's the final thing I wanted to show you. The Lima Golden Orchid Class 31. So I hope you all love her as much as I do. So right, that's it for this Loco update. Not sure what the next video will be. Hopefully, now that Sentinel's back, I'll probably whack another running session up. Got another video planned, so that could well be the next one. So in the meantime, I'll leave you with my new 31. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.